Over the decades, the reputation of the original Pontiac GTO has taken on mythical proportions. In truth, GTOs were always noted for their super clean, unassuming exteriors packed with way more muscle than brains. When the wraps were taken off the 2004 Pontiac GTO at this year's Greater Los Angeles Auto Show, first impressions were indeed that this reincarnated rear-wheel drive muscle car looked the part. But one drive down the spec sheets of the 2004 edition shows that while Go is still the new GTO's hallmark, that this is a product of totally up-to-date engineering with the suspension, brakes, and chassis hardware to back up the punch of its 5.7-liter pushrod V8. That's the word from the man behind the GTO, GM Vice Chairman Bob Lutz.
The combination of how this car feels on the road, the precision that you feel, the wonderful steering and the very agile handling and the nice compliant ride, coupled with this amazing surge of power when you step into it. It's just going to, anybody who likes cars and likes to drive is just going to be blown away by this thing.
That's not just hype, since Lutz was a key player in selecting the new GTO's hardware, coming from what might sound like an unlikely source, GM's Australian Holden division. But robust V8 rear-wheel drive cars have never fallen out of favor in Australia, and GM chose a high-performance version of its well-regarded Monaro coupe, the CV8, as the basis for an American GTO. But since the Monaro is not available here, we asked our own Alex Law to slip down under to provide us with a taste of what to expect from the new GTO.
Paul Hogan's to blame if the idea of getting the Pontiac GTO from Australia is hard for you to appreciate. It was Mr. Dundee, after all, who made us believe that this whole big, beautiful country is full of crocodiles and kangaroos, which, by the way, are not available to the tourists in civilized parts of this country unless you order them off the menu at a great amount of money. And I'm reliably told they taste like chicken and old winter tires. The person we should be looking to for inspiration here is, of course, Mel Gibson as Mad Max. Max and his friends who tore around this country in a desperate and deadly search for gas in a post-apocalyptic world. Now, that's the kind of background we need when it comes to building a muscle car for America.
Alex discovered that Holden is no stranger to building ultra-high performance hardware. Holden's in-house tuner, HSV, produces limited edition Monaro coupes, one already using the GTO name. Our GTO will share all aluminum 5.7-liter V8 power with the Monaro, a retuned version of the Corvette's base LS1 small block. Exhaling through a true dual exhaust, output is 350 horsepower and 365 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a proper 6-speed manual, 2 more gears than the original GTO, or for those that must have it, a 4-speed automatic, both with a limited slip rear differential. GM claims the manual can dispatch 0 to 60 in less than 5.5 seconds, and we've got no reason to doubt it. Top speed is expected to nudge 160 miles per hour. Cornering will come by way of a fully independent suspension, a first for a GTO, with rear semi-trailing arms, 17-inch rims and rubber, power rack and pinion steering, and electronic driving aids, ABS, and traction control. The basic smooth but understated shape of the Monaro coupe will be retained for the GTO, but with Pontiac's decidedly more aggressive twin-port front end. An extremely well-equipped car in its own right, the Monaro CV8 sporty interior is redecorated and gains American amenities like OnStar and XM satellite radio, and enough bright interior trim to cause more than a little glare. The new GTO is also a true coupe with 2+2 accommodations under a stock car Swift roofline. Indeed, the Monaro has a reputation as a rewarding, if challenging, car to drive hard. Not as refined as some of its competitors, yet a lot more fun. And that certainly sounds like a GTO, and the Monaro's designers knew it early on.
The package size of the car you can see over there is probably more in tune with what Americans would like. And I think the biggest thing going for us is we have an American powertrain. We're using the LS1 or the Gen 3 V8 engine, the 4L60E automatic, the Tremec, a 6-speed transmission. So I think they're things that are in tune with the American market and will appeal to the American customer.
With the demise of the Firebird, the new GTO will give GM's performance division something new to crow about. Now all that's left is to see if this muscle from down under can make it up north. We'll know that in a couple of months, but Alex is already convinced.
By the end of 2003, you should be able to see for yourself if General Motors Holden division can actually build a Pontiac GTO that's worthy of the name. Reporting from Melbourne, Australia, I'm Alex Law for Motor Week.